I came into Lockhart, Texas on my way to a gig at the Rodney in Caldwell. Lockhart is a small town, population of about 15,000 people, and it's located about 30 miles south of Austin and 70 miles northeast of San Antonio. And it's famous for having the big four barbecue places. So a lot of barbecue, a lot of cow and cattle focus around here. And because of that, it's known as the BBQ Capital of Texas. That's what the Texas Legislature said. And you can find two of those barbecue places right there at the historic square of Lockhart. That includes Black's, which is a 5-generation family-run historic barbecue place. And there's also Smitty's right there on the square. Two other places for barbecue that you can find a little bit off that path is Kreuz and Chisholm Trail BBQ. Now, I'd say among the little small towns I've been to and all these little courthouse squares, Lockhart seems to have the most impressive courthouse building. It goes back all the way to 1894, although this town was established in the mid-1800s. And it's regarded as the starting point of the Chisholm Trail, at least somewhere around San Antonio in this area the Chisholm Trail began, and that's where a bunch of cattle were run in cattle drives up from Texas into Kansas and surrounding states. So I had a good time hanging out there on the square. You can find some coffee and you can walk around and find a lot of photogenic buildings, some antiques and some art and some restaurants, some places where you could find beer, and they had a fair number of places featuring live music too. One of the places that was notable there on the square was the Southwest Museum of Clocks and Watches. And another really interesting looking building and historic building is the Dr. Eugene Clark Library. This is the oldest continually operating library in Texas. And I mentioned they got some live music here. One of the things that they got is the Lockhart Songwriter Circle. So a bunch of songwriters meet up and they do their songwriter things. So I'll put a link to their Facebook page below. Live music venues on the square include this place called The Pearl and Lockhart Arts and Crafts. They call themselves an art bar. Then there's this place called Fiddler's Green Music Shop, and it looks like they have some music there sometimes too. Certainly you could get some instruments. And a couple other really cool places, including the old Pal Texas Tavern, Load Off Fanny's, and Commerce Hall is a real cool place with a big old upstairs dance floor. So ultimately I went out looking for food, and that meant I was looking for some barbecue, and so I decided to try some at Kreuz. They're very ambitious with their portions that they give you there, and I had a big old beef rib there. And ultimately, I hit the road on my way to Caldwell for a gig at the Rodney. Pretty cool place with some good booze options and lots of good food options and a bunch of seating there on the tables on this night. Sitting at home, staring at a socket, wonder where the power come from. Wherever it is, you won't find it there when you're sitting in the chair all alone. So come on home, come on now. Well, I've seen you on the by and by. Won't you come on home, come on now. Don't you know it's been so long? And I'm posting all about my experience of touring around Texas on this YouTube channel, helping people understand the music scene, so check out the tons and tons of videos on my channel that I've got about that. Hit the subscribe and the bell button to stay tuned on my posts. Let me know in the comments what else I should be checking out, and thanks for your support.